everyone, I'm Maggie Moon. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I am going to be answering a question that I have been receiving a lot for the past couple of weeks, and that question is, how does one know if they are Luciferian or not? Or how does one know if Luciferianism is right for them? Do you feel inspired to learn more about this path? When you hear people speaking about it, or you see people that work within that current, do you feel inspired to seek this out further? That's the first question that I think that you should be asking yourself, to start researching this further. Through your research, whether it's watching videos by Michael W. Ford or other Luciferians out there, TDP Videocast, these type of things. I'm not saying TDP Videocast is Luciferian, but the teachings are definitely from the left-hand path perspective, and there is a lot of good insights and things to learn there. When you're reading books by Michael W. Ford or listening to other Luciferians, do you feel like it makes sense? And the more you do your research, the more you learn and listen. It's not that you have to agree with everything the other person's saying or agree with everything that you read. It's your personal path. And the main thing that has to work is that this current that you are going to be working within works for you, inspires you to become more and evolve. And if you're desiring to break free from the shackles of limited thinking and that slave mentality that we've all, well, not all of us, but many of us have been, we've had it thrust upon us our whole lives. If you're ready to break free from those limiting beliefs and those outdated systems that are not working, the only person that can truly make that right decision is you. You take the book Apotheosis by Michael W. Ford, okay? In here, Am I Luciferian by Hope Marie Ford, on page 23, okay? They have seen certain key traits that seem to be common amongst the Luciferians that they have seen over time, over all these years. So we'll just talk about that a little bit. I think that's the best place to start. So ask yourself, are you an independent thinker? Do you often see things that tend to be different from the normal wave of society? Do you question everything? Do you have an internal fire within you that drives you forward? Once you put your mind to something that is important to you, you are going to accomplish that goal, even if obstacles arise. While being an independent thinker with your own opinions and values, do you also realize that other people have their own opinions, their own values, their own thoughts, and you're okay with that? You don't see it as a challenge or an insult that people have different thoughts and ideas and values and opinions than you do? Do you realize that your own thoughts and opinions and values are not absolute? And as such, you are flexible and open to learning more as you go? Are you flexible in the sense that as you grow as an individual, the more knowledge you acquire, the more you grow and develop as a person, you realize that so too will your values, your thoughts, and your opinions will also change and grow over time. And that's okay. That's part of the process. So far, how are you doing on the checklist? Luciferians tend to believe that there is nothing outside of themselves. So as such, you are God or goddess of your world. You alone are responsible for your action and your behaviors. And this includes how you affect the lives of others around you. You are accountable for what you bring to the table and how what you bring to the table affects those around you. There is no blaming others for your failures or your bad relationships. You realize that you solely are responsible for your decisions, your behaviors, your thoughts. It can be overwhelming when you start to approach things from this lens. Be kind to yourself because, everybody makes mistakes. Everyone has bad habits. So the work in the beginning, you work on discovering these limiting behaviors and these characteristics that may be flawed, right? And you bring them to light and you work through them and you better them, thus bettering yourself and bettering your life. Luciferians tend to be very capable, independent, strong people who are very confident in their abilities, and they are more than capable to take care of themselves, body, mind, and spirit. And they really do expect others to do the same. Do you love mental stimulation, right? Do you love learning through studying, through thinking, having those introspective moments, seek to understand the mysteries even that much deeper? Do you love conversations? Do you love being challenged in those conversations to get a little bit uncomfortable when your way of doing things or your thinking is a little bit like challenged, and you get to, like, in a healthy manner, discuss these things, and it helps you grow? Like, do you enjoy that? Are you a seeker of the truth? And are you the type of person that will roll up your own sleeves, dig in, and find your own personal truth? Do you realize that knowledge and wisdom is power that will fuel your own personal ascension? Then if so, you might be on the right track. Luciferians do not hate or judge others who think differently from them. Luciferians don't go around attacking other religions or stalking their social media platforms, spamming them with their beliefs and quotes from their books. Nor do we attack others without direct provocation. Instead, we tend to be like easygoing people that are open to learning about other people's perspectives, even when they are different than our own, because you never know where you're going to learn something. And if nothing else, it helps you understand people all the more, and different types of people. Luciferians tend to be confident people and tend to be strong. Luciferians understand that there is no strength in harming or persecuting others if it's not necessary. Okay, so, as I said earlier, Luciferians tend to be more easygoing and confident within themselves and their own beliefs and the inner works that they're doing and their own path. So they don't have a need to stalk others or harass us or even harm others, because it's not good for us. It's not good for the world we live in, those around us. So why would we engage in such behaviors if we don't have to? But you have to understand, though, there's no turn the other cheek. Facing our challenges with strategic and appropriate force. To find balance, one must look at both darkness and light. We need to see the dark and light aspects because they are opposing forces of the same thing. They need each other to exist, light and dark. Without one, there is no other. Okay, so dark and light, again, doesn't translate to good and evil, and good and evil are open to subjective reasoning. Okay, they can be situational depending on the individual, the circumstance, and all the various factors. There's no just one cut and dry. You have to be able to think for yourself and make those decisions. Luciferians acknowledge the inner conquering type within our natures. I mean, that it's in us for a reason. And we accept this as a necessary trait within, human nature. When applied to certain situations, that type of focus is necessary, just as much as being kind and compassionate and caring and loving is. They are both aspects of human nature, and we accept both of those aspects within ourselves, and we apply them accordingly in the right situations when necessary and when deserving. For example, if someone becomes an enemy and acts maliciously toward you, and it's not a result of anything that you have directly done, because if you provoke it and it happens and you deserve it, there's a different approach to that. You think, yeah, I had that coming. You kind of realize those things. But if that's not the case, and you have an enemy that's coming at you and trying to destroy you, turn the other cheek. That sort of concept is completely alien to the Luciferian. And honestly, it's just stupid, okay? It's not the appropriate response for the situation. And for those we love, for our friends and our family, okay, we give so much love, compassion, kindness, nurturing, supportive, and loving energy, okay, to those who are deserving. But there's not the type of mentality of being kind to people that are constantly mistreating you, okay, people that are constantly hurting you, and you just continue to be kind to them and do everything for them just because they're your brother or whatever. No, there's not that. You have to do what is healthy for you. And so if some of these things resonate with you and you're interested in this path, I highly encourage you to seek it out in a way that is meaningful to you and apply it to your life. Out of all the books, if you're just beginning, Michael W. Ford has 40 or more books. I don't know the exact number, there's a lot. But this book, Apotheosis, okay, The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Luciferianism and the Left-Hand Path by Michael W. Ford, I find this to be like one of his most easiest works to get through. It is concise, it's packed with information, and it has everything you need, like the beginner's guide to Luciferianism, to get started on your path. And even if you're not interested in becoming a Luciferian, there are some great things in here that you can take away from this book just for your own personal evolution. And I highly recommend this book. If you're in the States, it's free on Kindle if you want to have a look at it. So I hope that this has been of some help to you, feeling more at ease with venturing forth on the journey that is going to bring the most meaning to you. Until next time, I wish you dark and wild blessings.